Welcome back to Weighing In. We're talking about the 132-pound weight class. This year's videos are sponsored by Rothman Orthopedic Institutes. And as we get towards the middleweight, what we tend to see, some of the deepest weight classes in Atlantic City. And Joe, 132 no exception. Let's start off with a couple of undefeated guys in this weight.
Mike, I agree with you. I think this is one of the deepest weight classes in the tournament. And the two unbeaten guys I think people should keep an eye on here. One is veteran Luke Mazzio from Emerson Park Ridge. He seems like he's been around forever. He's a talented kid, hasn't lost yet this year, and he will be a factor in the weight class. And the kid I really like is a senior out of Delran. His name is Brian Moralia. Won a second region title in Region 6 over the weekend. This is the kid who beat Kyle Slendorn of Howell in the regions last year in one of the biggest regional upsets anywhere in New Jersey a year ago. This kid is unbeaten. He's good on his feet. He's good on top, very patient, and I think both of them are going to have a say in who wins this weight class.
Pat, let's move to you. Let's go with a guy who's maybe under the radar but could make a lot of noise in Atlantic City.
He already made a lot of noise in Atlantic City last year. I think the place went crazy when Pat Glory of Del Barton was on his back. The guy that put him there was Mark Montgomery. You know, the people in Roosevelt Park definitely thought he was pinned. You know, it didn't go his way, but he's been so great this year. Obviously has had some great wins over Phillipsburg's Travis Jones, another guy in this weight that's going to be a factor. And one more guy from that Hunter and Warren, Sussex area. He's had some great wins too, up and down all year, but maybe he's a guy that's going to put together a big run here at the end. A guy very, very capable, Kaya Cementa Pope John.
Bill, you've been covering South Jersey all year long. I know you saw a lot you liked at this weight class down in the Region 7 finals. Yeah,
we talk about this being one of the deepest weight classes in the state. I think there's 4 guys at Region 7, all 4 that came out of there that could all place in the state. You know, Hunter Gutierrez from Lacey was the 3rd place finisher. He was a 2-time region champ and former state place winner. You know, Cody Walsh from Camden Catholic was a state qualifier last year. Yeah, he was the 4th place finisher. And then the 2 guys that were in the final, Andy Clark from Collingswood, Cooper Ponalandolfo from Cherokee. You know, had one of the greatest finals probably anywhere in the state. Ponalandolfo took an 8-0 lead in the first period, and Clark came all the way back to win 10-8. And I think any of those guys could really make a run, and in some combination, I think you could see at least 3 of them on that podium.
Now, we talked about a deep weight class. We talked about a number of guys who could make a run, but there is one guy who has to be the favorite, and that's Nicky Remo. Been injured most of the season, but he was a state champion 2 years ago. Pat, is this the year he gets his second, finally?
Yeah, I mean, he's been 3rd or better every year in high school. He's a guy that seems like has been around forever, and I just love Nick Remo's story. He's a guy that's fought through injuries. We're really going to find out more about how much time he's actually missed, the injuries. I mean, this guy has battled back from so many different things, and to me, he has that warrior spirit. He's a real wrestling junkie. Going to Arizona State next year, your alma mater. He just reminds me of like the prototypical wrestler in every sense of the word, especially just the way he's battled back. So he's going to be my pick, and he's going to finish this one off at top.
Joe, we go to you. Is that your pick also for state champ?
Yeah, I have to agree with Pat there. I think unless Nicky Remo shows up in the orthopedic boot, I think he's going to win this thing. And the one thing to keep in mind is because he sat out a month or 5 weeks, whatever it was, he didn't have to deal with weight. He isn't beat up. He's fresh. So I do think he's going to charge through and win a state title.
Bill, you've been a little bit different all day long. Are you going to go different again, or are you picking Remo to be champion?
Yeah, well, we can't say it's the deepest weight class in the tournament and I'll pick the same guy, right? So this year's I'm going to take my flyer. After the Region 7 final, Andy Clark said to me, he's like, if I wrestle the way I did from that 2nd period on, I can beat anybody in the state. I believe him. I'm going to take Andy Clark in the upset from Collingswood to win the state title.
That wraps up our preview of the 132-pound weight class. Keep it locked on NJ.com/HS Wrestling. We'll have live video from all 3 days at Boardwalk Hall. Every round of the boys and girls tournaments, plus results, brackets, photos, and more.